This particular location was the site of my great-grandfather's blacksmith shop in 1912, I think it was. They held on to this particular site, the original site, all that time. I feel fortunate to have ended up with this property.
It's really because we are musicians. I think when we came in here, we immediately felt that there should be music here and that it should serve the whole community.
There had been a couple of years without a lot of activity simply because a lot of the live music rooms in the community were not available anymore. Many had been closing down, so when Song Sparrow Hall was being talked about, it was a huge opportunity. Excitement was really high.
We were trying to open in May, and we
started renovating in January, and
Yeah.
we were trying to open for May just because we didn't want to have an empty building for too long.
And the pace of our life was just hair straight back.
Yeah.
We were really looking forward to May and June of 2020 until things changed quite dramatically.
As the COVID-19 pandemic spread across the globe, all social gatherings and live events were suddenly canceled until further notice.
We were quite perplexed as to what do we do now. Fortunately, Creative BC had sent out an initiative called Sound on BC.
In the summer of 2020, a small group of local creators banded together to begin developing a project that could help shine a spotlight on local musicians affected by the pandemic.
The initial idea started with, we thought we would do a live performance with maybe 3 different artists.
Ted and I got together a few times and we started talking about what this thing could be and places that it could go. And to be honest, I didn't really know much about the music scene until I met with Ted. And then I finally clued in that there's a heck of a story to be told here.
The fact we were in this new venue, it itself had a great story. And we thought we need to take a step back, do some research. We started putting a script together and realized we had a historical document that we were working on. And we thought, well, let's do a documentary.
The project would aim to reveal the history of the local music scene, going back over 100 years, and also give today's artists an avenue to perform and share their own original music. 7 local bands and musicians were brought in to be the first to perform on the brand new Song Sparrow Hall stage, only without an audience.
I think one of the most crucial aspects of any movie, film, video, ad, it's the music. I think the music immediately sets the tone. It immediately brings the viewer in. When we first started filming those performances, I didn't really know what the story was going to be yet. But after hearing what kind of music we were dealing with and what kind of artists and what kind of talent we had in the area, I was excited to find out what that story was going to be.
Over the next several months, with COVID-19 precautions in place, we sat down with many of the Shuswap's most established and influential people working behind the scenes of the local music industry, and the story began to take shape. A year after initial discussions began, the documentary was released to the public on June 19, 2021.
In the beginning, once we came to terms with this pandemic is real and we don't know when it's going to end, we started looking at it as an opportunity.
This gave us 2 things, I think. It gave us the time to really complete the acoustic treatment well and get everything prepared on the technical side, but then it also gave us a chance to kind of settle in a little bit more as to what our vision was. We see this place as designed for music, but it has potential to bring people together for all kinds of conversations and to really have a place where our community can gather and explore ideas.
If we didn't have the documentary and we were going to be getting the green light to return to normal, I think we'd be in a very challenging position right now because we wouldn't have had that practice in the room. Whereas now we are relatively calm and in a position to welcome artists with open arms and some experience.
Song Sparrow Hall would soon begin planning its very first live event at 50% capacity, with mask recommendations put in place by the Hall. For the first time since its inception, the vision for Song Sparrow Hall became a reality.
Welcome to Song Sparrow Hall.